Dutch court mandates climate protection for Caribbean territory. Sets global precedent, the Netherlands has been legally compelled to protect the 26,000 residents of Bonaire, a Dutch Caribbean territory, from the escalating impacts of climate change. A landmark ruling from the Hague District Court on Wednesday found the Dutch government in violation of human rights by failing to adequately address the risks faced by the island. The ruling, binding emissions targets and adaptation plans. The court has ordered the Netherlands to establish concrete, legally binding targets for greenhouse gas reductions within 18 months. Crucially, the government must also develop and implement a detailed climate adaptation plan, specifically for Bonaire, within 4 years. This decision marks a significant escalation in legal accountability for nations regarding climate-related harm to their citizens, especially in overseas territories. Why Bonaire? Discrimination and unequal protection. The core of the ruling rests on the principle of non-discrimination. The court emphasized that residents of Bonaire face more immediate and severe climate threats than those in the European Netherlands, yet had received far less protection. This disparity, the failure to prioritize Bonaire's climate resilience, was deemed a direct violation of fundamental rights. This is not merely an environmental case. It's a legal affirmation that climate inaction can constitute discrimination. A global shift in climate litigation, legal experts predict this ruling will catalyze similar cases worldwide. Veselina Newman, of ClientEarth, noted the decision will surely open doors for a host of comparable cases around the world, particularly in countries with dependent or overseas territories. This legal precedent forces a reevaluation of national obligations to protect vulnerable populations against climate change, regardless of their geographical location. There is no good reason why measures for the inhabitants of Bonaire should be taken later and less systematically than for the inhabitants of the European part of the Netherlands. At the Hague District Court, the case was initiated by 8 Bonaire residents and Greenpeace Netherlands, who argued that rising sea levels, extreme weather, and warming temperatures pose an existential threat to the island. Marieke Vellekoop of Greenpeace called the decision historic. This ruling is not just a win for Bonaire. It's a warning to all nations that climate inaction carries legal consequences, especially where vulnerable populations are demonstrably harmed. The Netherlands is now legally bound to protect its citizens abroad from the climate crisis, setting a new standard for global accountability.